guys, and welcome. My name is Ashley, and I am so excited to have you here today because Ashley Nicole Photography is officially being rebranded as Lavish Grace Photography. And I wanted to hop on here just to let you know why there's a name change, the meaning behind the name change. If you haven't noticed, this was Ashley Nicole Photography and now it is Lavish Grace Photography. I have officially rebranded my photography business and I've changed it here on YouTube as well. So I have been Ashley Nicole Photography for 12 years now, and I had no intention of ever changing that name. I didn't want to change the name, but recently it has become clear that it's actually become a hindrance to my business. So I've known that there are dozens of Ashley Nicole Photographies throughout the US, but recently I have discovered there are at least three that I know of in my area. It's kind of become confusing for my clients, and it's really hard to find me on the internet because there's so many Ashley Nicole Photographies. I recently had a client refer a friend to me and they ended up talking with the wrong Ashley Nicole. Luckily they did find their way to me, but it just made me realize that I could be losing out on business referrals even. Aside from just people finding me on the internet, people who are being referred to me, it's hard to find me. My best friend can't ever find my website. So it was time for a change. I didn't want to. I love my name, but to continue growing, it was time to change. So when it came to picking a name, it was really hard. I know picking any kind of business name is a very difficult decision, and a lot of photographers use their names. And so if you can't use your name, it's really hard. Find one that's unique and original, one that makes sense with your business, one that you actually like. So I spent quite a while agonizing over a name. I have a list on my whiteboard of all these different names and options and things that I was looking for. I needed to have the URL because with Ashley Nicole Photography, I had Ashley-Nicole Photography. There's so many variations out there, but I didn't have AshleyNicolePhotography.com. So when I would pick a name, I tried to make sure that that URL was available. So LavishGracePhotography.com is my website. Second, there had to be no social media presence either. Most names have at least one or more. There are so many Ashley Nicole Photographies on Instagram with various different spellings and names, and it's really, even the Ashley Nicole Photography hashtag, if you look at that, I'm buried down in there. I definitely have photos in there, but it's my business name. It shouldn't be so far down in the hashtag. When I decided on this name, Lavish Grace Photography was available on Instagram, Facebook, and the URL was available. So those were really important to me. Another thing is I wanted the name to make sense with my business and my philosophy of shooting. So I'm gonna go into the meaning behind the name in a second, but I also wanted it to look good in a logo. I know that may sound weird, but I wanted to be able to have a logo that I liked with the name, and for me, that's very important. I put my logo, we have a laser engraver and I engrave them on cups. I give them to my senior models. I use them myself. So I wanted the logo, the name, to be able to fit into a logo well and look good. Should I tell you some of the other names that I tried? There were several that I tried and nothing just seemed to fit. Let me go into the history of where I got Lavish Grace Photography from. I was doing a Bible study last year with a friend of mine, and we were going over Victory Over the Darkness by Neil Anderson, I believe is who writes it, but I will put a picture of it here. But anyways, I just came across in one of the verses, it was Ephesians 1:7-10. These words just like popped out to me, and lavish grace just like came to me. And at the time I was thinking about opening a studio someday where I could rent out to other photographers and use myself. And I was like, Lavish Grace Studios. Like, I just loved the sound of that. So I wrote it at the top of my book and I'm like, I'm gonna use this one day. So that's where the name came from. And then when it came time to pick a name, I was like, I really wanted to save that for studios, but I couldn't find anything else that worked. So Lavish Grace Photography, I started asking friends, family, and nobody seemed to be excited about it like me. And like my friends and my mom, they're like, I'm not really sure I like the word lavish. But as we mulled over different names and everything else wasn't working, it grew on them. And pretty much everyone likes it now, except I think my husband still wishes I could have found a different name. I decided to put it in a logo and just see how I felt about it. I looked up the URL was available, everything was available. the only name I've found that had everything completely unique to me. So I put it in the logo and fell in love. I wanted hexagons in my logo, and I want it to be simple and clean and modern. And you'll see the logo here. I'm sure I'll put it on the screen, but it just fit and it felt right. And that's where Lavish Grace came from. But it also has another meaning. So aside from the verse, Lavish Grace, I think, just explains my philosophy and how I shoot. My passion is high school seniors, and this time in everyone's life is difficult. This time is, you're trying to learn to be confident with yourself and learn who you are, and there's so much self-doubt. Pretty much everyone goes through a time in their life where they have negative thoughts about themselves. And this time specifically, I feel like everyone's really, really harsh on themselves. And I know this really well. I had an eating disorder when I was in high school, and I have struggled with it on and off since. And my passion is to be able to show seniors the beauty in themselves that they don't see. Everyone else can see this, but they don't. And I love to capture that. I love capturing personalities, and I love capturing that natural beauty. I'm not a photographer who is all about the model poses and about the heavy makeup and the heavy edited skin. And I want to highlight natural beauty, and I want you to be able to see that you have skin. It's not plastic. And I want to capture those personalities. And so I feel like Lavish Grace is, I am lavishing grace upon you, and I want you to give yourself a little grace. And so that is where the name came from, and that's what it means to me. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. I do still photograph families and newborns and headshots, but my main passion is for high school seniors. So with that being said, I am excited to celebrate the launch of Lavish Grace Photography. There's a fly. With my senior model team. So every year I have a group of seniors. Last year I had 2 guys on the team as well. I may end up having a guy this year, I don't know. But I have a group of seniors that I do a group photo shoot with. The shoot is free, and those pictures from the shoot go into my senior magazine for the year. And this magazine has all the information you would need for a photo shoot. It introduces all of my models, gives you styling tips, has my pricing. It's so much fun because I actually print this magazine out. All my models get a magazine. They get to share with their friends. And I figured this photo shoot would be the perfect time to relaunch this brand. So my group shoot is going to be on June 11th. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, it's Lavish Grace Photography, and I am going to be showing some behind the scenes and stories that day, but I'm also going to be filming the whole thing, and I will put a video together for here on YouTube. And it's just going to be a big party celebrating the new name, and I cannot wait to see where this next school year takes us. And yeah, I think that was everything. I hope I said everything I needed to say. So I am in the DFW area. If you know any high school seniors that need pictures, send them to lavishgracephotography.com. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you have any questions for me, please leave those in the comments below. And also, if you have any suggestions of what you would like to see on this channel, let me know as well. I have some fun ideas for photographer challenges involving other photographers. I love community over competition. So I love getting photographers together and just sharing our craft together. So I have a few videos in mind, but I haven't done many gear reviews. I do have 2 RF lenses I could review, but I haven't done that yet because people are mean in the comments when you talk about gear. So I've been a little hesitant. But if you want me to talk about, I have the RF 50 1.2 and the RF 100mm macro. So let me know if you want me to give my opinions on those. But yeah, that is gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and wanna see future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. I cannot. Where was I going? My brain just stopped working. I recently had a client refer a friend to why do I lose my voice when I start filming? And it's just gonna be a big